With 50 plus years of combined produce, supply chain, entrepreneurial, and business experience, Craig Slade and Ed Bertod discuss the impacts of fresh produce on their lives and health. This podcast is a casual conversation between two friends just trying to get better. This is the Fresh CrEd.
Well, hello, and good. I guess it's Wednesday afternoon, so good Wednesday afternoon here from beautiful Tucson. My good friend Ed Bertod, how you doing?
Awesome. Evening for me, afternoon for you, since y'all don't
That's
change your clocks out in Arizona,
we do not, and we're West Coasters,
or don't know how.
And look at that sexy devil there on the screen there, green shirt, all fired up with. Man, he looks like he's ready to roll. Mr. Joe Watson, what's going on?
Man, look, I'm here with you guys here on Wednesday evening. I mean, what could be better? What could be better? Just coming off a plane, coming in from Cincinnati, I ran straight to the house to get in my office and get on the call with you guys. And it's just great to be with you this evening.
Well, man, we sure appreciate it. And, man, we got a lot to talk about here, but for those of you who don't know, this is Mr. Joe Watson, your VP of retail or all customers, or what is your VP of something? What is it, Joe?
The universe.
Retail, food service, and wholesale, Craig.
And welcome to yet another edition of the Fresh CrEd After Dark.
After Dark, is that typical?
That is. We have an After Dark series. Yes, we have an After Dark series. Great to be back. Great to be here. Good to see you, man. You look outstanding.
Well, thank you, sir. I think since the last time we did one of these, I grew a beard back in November. I decided to not shave, and my wife liked it. And it took a while for it to kind of fill in because I don't have a heavy beard, but she likes it. And I've gotten to where I'm learning how to manage it. That's the biggest thing. And you guys both have beards, so you know what I'm talking about. It can get away from you in a hurry.
Like having a pet.
But I'm enjoying it. And we're going to keep it for a while because she likes it. And I'm getting to where I like it more and more.
So I was a bit in the same camp, Joe. Mine was during COVID when I grew the thing out, and I like you. I just quit shaving. I said, "How far can I go?" And man, I mean, it got pretty fluffy. And and same deal. Tanya, my wife, she likes it. I like the beard, and everybody else I talk to, at least my friends. It's like, man, you look old. You look like Santa Claus, Craig. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So what I have now is kind of the
or Santa Claus's little brother.
Santa Claus's little brother. Yeah. So but now what I sport today is the basically the compromise. So I didn't go completely nude like some folks, but I left a little bit there. It's enough there to know it's there. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Looking dapper.
She likes the cut, and I'm like you. As long as she likes it, I like it.
Amen. Yes, sir. Agreed. So, yep. So I've got the beard. It'll stay here for a while, and so we're just taking it in.
So you've been busy lately?
Absolutely. Both work and both professionally and personally. A lot of things going on both sides of the camp, so to speak. But from the standpoint of what's going on at IFPA, it's just been a really, really busy year. It's really great to be busy. You figure we're 18 months into IFPA. So here we are a year and a half in since we launched IFPA. And last year getting back to events after really almost a 2-year hiatus from events for us anyway. And we gained momentum all through 2022. And this year has just been amazingly strong results in our event portfolio. And here we are coming up next week on the Foodservice Conference and looking forward to strong attendance and very successful show for all who are going to be there.
Well, we definitely want to talk about the whole Foodservice Conference. I mean, that's really what we want to kind of dig into a little bit. We had the honor to be there last year and get a chance to come back for a repeat. But before we get into that, Ed and I, for us, we want to know how you doing health-wise, man.
Oh, well, thank you for asking. Doing well. For those who have followed, yes, I've been going through cancer treatment since May of last year, May of 2022. Finished my chemo back in December, did radiation after that, and in March of this year had major surgery, what they call a colon resection. I had 16 inches removed. And that was back in March. And I will tell you, I didn't respect how serious of a surgery it was in terms of the recovery. I thought 2 weeks I'll be fine. No, it was not even close to 2 weeks. It was more like 10 weeks before I even felt like myself again. So that was a lesson in learning on my part. Here we are, 3+ months removed from surgery, and preparing for a second surgery, which will be a reversal surgery because I'm wearing an ileostomy now as I heal internally. And then once they did reversal, the ileostomy will be gone, and plan on coming out of this healthy and getting on with the rest of my life according to my doctors. No more chemo, no more radiation, just a matter of maintenance, doing scans occasionally, and just keeping tabs on things, making sure nothing else pops up. So feeling certainly blessed. And I know a lot of people prayed for me throughout this whole ordeal and continue to do so. But yeah, we are positive, and know that we're going to get through this, and going to keep marching. That's full disclosure, Craig.
Yeah, no, that is, Joe, and that's exactly what we like and we expect to get from you, and we appreciate that, and thank God for just everything sounding like it's going, really well, and your faith proves out. We talked, I think, on the last podcast about your faith and your
Yes, sir.
strength and being an inspiration, and certainly your what you've posted up on your LinkedIn page. So now that's
Yeah.
good to hear, and I know you've to get on this call today. You were hustling back from, I guess, from Cincinnati today, and
Yeah, we were in Cincinnati doing some member visits. It was great to get up there and see some of our wonderful members. And so rushed back this morning. I say this morning. I started my day this morning, obviously, and after a lengthy connection in good old Atlanta, made it home, and get on this call with you guys, and just this great opportunity to chat with you at what do we call it? This Fresh CrEd After Dark. Fresh CrEd After Dark, is that what we're calling this? Okay. I'm proud to be part of it.
Ed, that's an Ed.
Yeah, well, we did a kind of a happy hour the last time we did it, which I'm not prepared for. I've got some cold coffee here, but yeah, so it's kind of a hybrid, but we'll take it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we
Absolutely,
did do a
absolutely.
happy hour maybe last time we were on here, but yeah, no, it's again, we really are super excited to be back with you guys in Monterey next week. It's such a fabulous show, and it's our second year
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
coming in, and I think it's which number is it for you guys?
42. 42. Crazy, isn't it? Think about that.
Wow.
42.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yes.
right, Ed. That's might be
Hey,
good to go
but
back.
how
Although,
about that? How about that Monterey Convention and Visitors Authority? I'd be very curious to know if there are any other events that have been there longer.
Well, Ed, that is a
22 years.
great question, and I don't know the answer to that. I've got to believe though we're up there with regards to that. But that might be a good question for our team to look into, to see.
There's got to be some kind of award or recognition or discount.
Maybe. Might be.
discount, yeah. Kathy might be interested
Some
in the discount part. Hey, where's that at?
some passes to the aquarium.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great venue, by the way.
It is awesome.
It is.
I haven't been in several years. Maybe this next week I'll take the time to go back. But that aquarium's been there since I was a kid, and I remember going with school trips and with my family. And I know it's expanded since. But just the way it's built right on the coast, and you actually have seawater coming in from the ocean into exhibits. I mean, there are some great aquariums out there. I mean, I think about Atlanta Aquarium. It's beautiful, but
Absolutely.
it's
Yeah.
landlocked. It's not, on the
Hmm.
coast like the Monterey Aquarium. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Definitely a must see if you're in Monterey.
absolutely. As many things are in Monterey, must sees.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
must sees.
for sure.
Well, yeah,
Looking forward to about half the temperature from home right now in South Texas. It's
Absolutely.
pretty warm. So
And
definitely looking for that. I'm trying to.
you guys have been baking out there in Southwest, haven't you?
Oof, it's been rough.
one, 108 that today, I believe, in beautiful Tucson.
108.
Yeah.
Well,
It's coming up on 8:30 p.m. and it's 95 degrees here right now.
95. But
Oof.
you
What?
get pretty good. You get pretty good radiational cooling in the summer, don't you? At night, you get down what to the 60s at night?
No, no, I'm in McAllen.
I
No,
think he's
it's
talking
Oh,
about me. Yeah, you're talking to
okay,
me.
oh
Phoenix.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
yeah.
Tucson.
Ed might as well be. He's slightly. Joe, you're in the swamp. Ed's
Yeah,
just slightly out of the swamp where he's at. So but yeah, we do get it in the. It's much nicer. Um, than it is for you guys at night. But
yeah,
I can tell you, we had a monsoon, so this is monsoon season. So this
right.
is this is when we get like these crazy storms for 45 minutes. Where both you guys you get crazy storms for like 2 days.
Mm,
We get crazy storms for like 45 minutes. Right, Joe? It's like the other night is literally like being in a hurricane. It was crazy. We come back from Texas, came
mm-hmm.
home, and knocked all the power out. And
Oh,
it had been 108 during the day, came through with the rain, power out, no AC. Woo-wee.
so is that why you're living in your car? Is that why you're not in your office right now?
Well, it's partly why I'm living in my car, but
Hmm.
they'd also knocked out the internet service, which that is why I'm in my car, because there is no
mm,
internet service in there, and there's no Wi-Fi or no anything. So,
wow.
but anyhow, it was
But you're
100,
so
and
dedicated.
it did not cool off. That's all I'm trying to say. Is it as cool as you might think it is at 95 out here? It ain't that cool to try and sleep in. I'm telling you, it was
No,
hot.
no. Well, that's sleeping in the heat is hard to do. I've done that a number of times after hurricanes, and that's no fun.
Mm.
That is no
Yeah,
fun.
no. Yeah,
No,
it was wild times for sure. But
no.
so next week, wild
Yeah.
times. What kind of exciting stuff? You got some big headliners coming into town. What you got going on?
Well, and when you say headliners, I'll put it this way: we have got this show is shaping up to be something special. Not that the shows before have not been in terms of food service conference, but when you look at, I'll just start from the buyer side. The diversity of the buyers we have coming this year is probably um, as great as we've ever had. When you
Okay.
think about operators, the diversity of operators, which is something we really, really worked hard on this year. We wanted to get more diverse operators in there. Certainly, the strength of the distributor group is really strong, as it always is, and we're very thankful for that support from the big, the broadliners and the distributor segment. And then that K through 12 segment, over 100 attendees from K through 12 across the country. Big school districts from all the major metropolitan areas are going to be there. So that's very exciting. And last year was our first year of having really a strong program for that group, and it's growing this year. And there's a lot there to learn about what's happening in K through 12 and how that segment can really help our industry from a consumption standpoint, introducing the children, obviously. And you think about the more children are exposed to fruits and vegetables, that's a generational thing. So when kids have access and understand why fruits and vegetables, they need to have them in their diets, they grow up with that and they become our customers when they become adults. So it's very, very important. And so when you think about from the buyer segments, the K through 12, the operators, the distributors, and then, a small group of retailers will be there as well. So very excited to have retailers attending. And again, it's not a retailer focused show, but it's great to have those retailers in the culinary space that will be attending the event. Hey, the expo is sold out. The women's breakfast is, or women's reception rather, not breakfast. The women's reception is sold out. And from an official, attendance standpoint, I'm not the official spokesman for IFPA, but I believe the overall attendance is going to be a special number when we announce that as well. Very, very excited about what we're seeing on the registration side. Hey, I think it's evident from the standpoint of how many people we've heard from that can't find hotel rooms. That's a good indication right there. This is going to be a strong show.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So, we're very excited about having everyone in Monterey with us next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now, and it is very, very diversified as far as the attending buyers.
Absolutely. And again, take a really close look at that operator list. That's something I'm feeling very good about because of the work that went into that to connect with and to leverage, the relationships we have with the distributor sector to help identify operators that they work with, their clients, to get to the show. And we're thankful that they helped us accomplish that. And that's a win-win for everyone. Because when the exhibitors can connect directly with the operators, that has a lot of value to it from both sides. And we're very excited to have, again, very diverse group of restaurant operators who will be joining us next week. But the expo is certainly the culmination of the 2-day event. Really 3 days because there's a lot of things taking place on Wednesday that are not part of the official program. Committee meetings, tours, things of that nature. We haven't talked about the award-winning chefs, the 9 award-winning chefs that will be there again this year. 4 chefs will be doing a panel discussion on Friday morning before the expo. So definitely people want to put aside some time to come and listen to the chefs. I will tell you, I had the pleasure of visiting with Chef Travis Johnson with Levy at Notre Dame about 3-4 weeks ago. And look, I'm not a Notre Dame fan, but I'm a fan of sports. And obviously Notre Dame has a great heritage in sports. And we had the opportunity to tour all the facilities. The chef spent 4 hours with us. We toured backstage of the stadium, football stadium, the hockey arena, the basketball arena, and even went by the baseball and soccer and lacrosse fields as well. But I will tell you, the pinnacle was that football stadium. When you're in the club areas of that stadium, it's like being in a 5-star hotel. I've never seen anything like that before. Amazing. I told the chef, I said, you got a ticket for this? I don't know if you're watching the game live. You're up here watching it on a TV in the bar inside the clubhouse. I mean, in the club area. Amazing. But it was awesome. And Chef Travis was great, but he's one of 9. And they all have amazing stories to tell, and certainly want to encourage those attending to connect with the winning chefs that'll be there. They are amazing men and women both, and have some great stories to tell. And they'll have an opportunity to connect with them both on the show floor and at the chef panel discussion too on Friday morning.
We had talked last time we got together. I mean, this is like the original small show, right? Limited booths, limited number. It's always been that way. I mean, outside of the Portola, I guess, expanding, maybe that's giving you a bit more footprint on booths. I don't know. But the reality of it is this show, 42 years, it ain't changed much in 42 years in terms of all of that. But it has continued to, get bigger, be one of my favorite shows to go to. It impresses. It's a great place to connect. I mean, because of it's so intimate, it's so close, and everybody's there all together. It's a great place for everybody to connect.
Well, exactly right. It's exactly that. Some people would say that, well, how can this show grow because of the space you're in? And truthfully, from the standpoint of booth space, it has been pretty stable over past number of years. There has been some, although about 70 or 75% of exhibitors renew. So that gives us 20, 25% or so, maybe 30% new opportunities to get different exhibitors in there each year. But you're right, Craig. So between the new, the new conference center where they remodeled here a couple of years ago, having the ground level area that filled up, and then was it the Anza Hall inside the Portola, and then the
Yep.
foyer area in between there, having that completely filled with the exhibits. Yeah, we've taken up the footprint, the amount of square foot we have available to us for it. I think we're like a 198 is the exhibit count, something like that. Don't know how many more we could put in that space, to be honest with you. And they're all the same size. But you're right, 42 years, same location. But here's the kick. Being in Monterey, and having access to Salinas, and people come out there for the whole week. Many people come out there for the whole week. Heck, I used to do it at retail. I would always try to schedule my week out in that area around the food service conference for that very reason. So I could get out and kick the dirt, but also have an opportunity to attend that event. And I didn't go every year, but I went a number of years when I was at retail. So it's a win-win. It creates a lot of value of people wanting to come out and do both, to be at our event, to support it, to network, connect, make new connections, but also to get out there and be on the farms and see what's happening out there, which is where a lot of the action happens.
And some good-looking dirt it is.
Absolutely, that nice, rich, black, volcanic soil.
So Ed, that's what I was going to
Yep.
ask. Ed, you coming out to kick some dirt? Looks like you got your Johnny Cash outfit there, so it looks like you're ready to, with your kickers, you can get out and kick some dirt with that.
Oh yeah, I'll cook some dirt, roll around in it. I mean, Joe, I think I mentioned this last year, but I grew up out in that part of the state, and Texas roots for sure, and moved back to Texas as soon as I could, and been back for 20 something years. But just didn't appreciate, obviously, as a kid, you don't know any better. I didn't know any better. What a beautiful place that part of the country is, and I go back now, and it just blows me away how beautiful it is. It's just so benign. I mean, whereas where I live now, I love it, but everything around you is either trying to sting you, bite you, or kill you. Whether it's the fauna or the flora, I guess.
Yeah.
And you go out there, and even the weeds look like you could eat them. Just pull them right out of the ground. I mean, it's incredible.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, Ed. Absolutely. So it's going to be a great week next week. We know this. We'll have good weather.
Oh yeah, for sure. With about
fact,
a 10 degree variable.
In fact, when I was watching the ladies U.S. Open, was it last week from Pebble Beach, I was noticing how, at least during their tournament, there was very little marine layer out there. And I thought, wow, I hope we have good weather like that. We don't have so much of the daytime marine layer out there. We get some sun during the day, because that's really special when you have a nice sunny day in July in Monterey like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's something else.
Sure. For sure. So, if I could throw this in there too, real quick about the event, as we all know, the expo is certainly something that the attendees want to get to. They want to see what's out there, what the new innovation, new products are, and the like. But the Monterey Bay Live session on Thursday morning, Leslie Sabraco will be moderating that. We'll have Art Kilmer, Chief Operating Officer from PF Chang's. It's going to be a great session. And
it looks like it starts at 1. It's from 1 to 2:30 I'm looking at.
1 to 2:30. Okay. My apologies there. Ed, thanks for correcting me. But so Monterey Bay Live. And then, that evening we'll have the kickoff networking reception at the barn, which is always a really cool spot to be in the evening there. If you guys came to that in the last couple of years, that's a good venue. And so we'll look forward to seeing a lot of our friends out there at that. And of course, Friday morning, we'll kick it off with another general session. Leslie leading that with a panel, and then leading into the expo in the afternoon. But also too, something new this year is there's a DoD session as well. We'll have a representative from the USDA who will be there speaking, Kathy Staley, and we'll have a number of folks there who will be participating in that session. That'll be a great session, especially as it relates to the K through 12 space. So people who are there who are really interested in understanding what's going on in that space, and to hear from a representative from USDA, be time well spent. Only thing is, you have to RSVP for that, and you can still do that on the website at the event, on the event website. So encourage people who see this to want to go.
When is that, Joe?
That's going to be from 10:15 to 11:15 on Friday morning, right before the expo. So it'll be the last thing on the program
Gotcha.
before the expo that morning. So I know there's still space available, and people can RSVP. It's not a separate registration. You just need to RSVP for it on the website. So encourage people, hey, download the app. You can download the app as well, the Food Service Conference app. It's out there. I know we've shared it out on our social pages as well. That's a great way to keep track of what's going on. Mark your calendars, what exhibits you want to go to, what meetings you want to go to. That way you get the notifications. It's just a great way to stay in touch with the program as it's happening live.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, man, it sounds amazing. Yeah, we've got a really good lineup, for next week while we're there. We're going to be on during the show. We'll kick off. What are we kicking off, gentlemen? 10:30, Ed? Is that when we kick off? 10:30 a.m. to 5? Is that correct?
10:30 to 4:30ish. Yes, I think the expo's over at 4:30, so we're trying to align.
It's kind of kicking around. Ideally, we're hoping to kind of close out the show with Kathy, and get everybody a good recap as to all the attendees and what actually came through. But we've got a list of some good friends of mine, as well as good friends of the industry, some really, like I say, some movers and shakers that are in the business. So we're anxious to be there next week and live. One thing that we, want to try and get out there, and, we're working with you guys and everybody. And it's like this is really what we're trying to do with these pods from these shows. It's not really about the people that are at the show, because they're there. Yeah. They're getting to talk and see and meet. It's really about anybody that didn't get to come to the show, right? I mean, and somebody in the end, whether you're a chef somewhere around the country and you're not here, or I don't know, you work in a restaurant, or you work at a wholesaler or whatever, and your company's part of this. This is a chance to see some of the people that are bringing food to the restaurants, right? To these places where the food's being prepared for you, and who's bringing that food, and some of the people that are making it, right? We're going to have some chefs that we're going to get to do a couple of interviews with a couple of chefs. So it should be a really fun day for us. I mean, it's a full day. Yeah. This is a live stream. We're going to have a link that you can go to and you can download, and you can click on it. It's just like any TV program. When we've done this before, my wife, my kids, they flip it on just like on the regular television. You go to YouTube and click it on, and it's like you're watching.
That's what they tell you, at least.
They sent me pictures, Ed. Do not do that. They sent me
pictures. It's been about 20 minutes. Why don't you screenshot, send that to your dad? Show we're watching.
Exactly. Well, I didn't say they were watching. They had it on. They just proved to me it was on.
You're talking about the schedule. I mean, the day just flies by. I had a ton of fun last year, and it's been we've done this a couple times now with different shows. So, I mean, selfishly, I love listening to folks' stories, and we're going to have a bunch of people on that have been in the industry for a while that folks either know and see them around shows and maybe know them by name, but that will enjoy listening to stories of how folks got started in the industry and maybe a little bit of behind the scenes as to how they got started and all that good stuff. So that's pretty fun as well.
It is. It's always great to hear those stories, So I look forward to hearing that.
All right, guys. Well, we promised this would be short. It wasn't, but it's because it's so much It's almost so much stinking fun.
Yes, sir.
It's always a blast. Ed, I don't know. Do you have any more thoughts on what's coming up? Anything we need to leave these folks with before we get out of here?
Look, I mean, if it's too late for you to get out there, definitely plan on being there next year. It's a great event, as you mentioned. I mean, Definitely a fan favorite in the industry. 42 years, can't be wrong. So
Mm.
if you're not there this year, make plans for next year. I don't know what your waiting list is like as far as exhibitors. I'm sure it's pretty extensive, Joe, but um,
Mm.
if you know you're a supplier and you're not there, you need to
Mhm.
figure out or look into figuring out how to get in.
To that point, we have a number of companies who, couldn't get in to exhibit. So we offered them the opportunity to participate in the sourcing meetings, where they have an opportunity to have 10-minute speed dating meetings with a number of. We have 18 buying companies who are signed up for it this year, and so some supply side companies who maybe couldn't get into exhibit, or maybe just getting new to this event and wanted to kind of test the waters a little bit. They That's how they're participating and getting in front of the buyers. So while those companies are not exhibiting, they are going to get in front of buyers because they're going to have those meetings set up.
That's
We're
awesome.
doing that Thursday morning, so very excited about that.
That's awesome.
And what's cool too, after that
That's
session, they have a lunch for those who participated. So it's like a closed luncheon. So they have another hour
uh-huh.
they can just network comfortably, have lunch, and enjoy that hour. Continuing the conversations.
Fabulous.
You
Well,
know,
Ed, I would add one caveat. If you can't get out there this year, tune in to the Fresh CrEd and
mm,
then come out there and see it live next year. That would be
Good
my
call.
only ask.
love that.
There
Good
you go.
call.
Love that.
So, hey guys, again, it's always a pleasure catching up. I can't wait
Absolutely.
to see y'all live and in flesh and in person. Joe, will give you a big hug when I see you out there next week, and
Likewise.
maybe we'll hoist a cerveza or something while we're there.
Look forward to that.